presented a few stories that will simply astonish you. But in order not to frighten you too much from the start, I will begin with something a little more innocuous. Our first example, something called odoridon. No, this is not the name of some exotic animal, but a Japanese dish, also known as the dancing squid. When you order this delicacy, a freshly prepared and of course already dead example of this sea creature will be served at your table. The whole thing is served in soy sauce, which the dish absolutely relies on. Upon pouring the soy sauce over the squid, he will immediately begin squirming and shimmying, performing a real dance of death on the plate. This culinary miracle is actually explained quite simply. It's all about the special structure of the nerve fibers of these amazing creatures. Even in a lifeless state, they react with the sodium in the soy sauce. As a result of this, the squid's muscles contract. It seems almost as if the squid is dancing with joy at having been turned into your lunch. This unusual feature of squids and octopi is also used during the preparation of a Korean delicacy called sanakji, made from octopus tentacles. They are also served as soon as they are cut off from the living creature. And again, due to the soy sauce, the tentacles immediately begin to misbehave, squirming and slithering and often even escaping from the plate altogether. The extremities of an octopus can live apart from the body for up to an hour and are able to keep moving even in the chewing mouth of lovers of this delicacy. And if you somehow manage to chew them the wrong way, then these tentacles dancing around in your throat can even suffocate you. According to reports, the eating of sanakji kills about 6 people every year. However, the danger involved doesn't stop dedicated fans of extreme eating. The dish is apparently quite popular. Unlike these mollusks, in his garden, a man in Texas came across a rattlesnake. Without hesitation, he grabbed a shovel and cut off the reptile's head. He then bent down to throw the remains of the snake over the fence, and it was at this moment that the severed head chomped down on his hand. At the same time, she released all of her poison into his body, and not some small amount as with a normal rattlesnake bite. The unlucky gardener began to feel ill almost immediately. His eyesight failed and his internal organs began bleeding. The victim was immediately sent to a hospital where he received 26 doses of antivenom as opposed to the usual 1 or 2 doses. On the first day after the bite, doctors doubted that he would survive the night. But then he began to slowly improve. Doctors explained that severed snakeheads can actually still bite, and they
सैलामेंडर के नाम से बेहतर जानते हैं, तो इसी सैलामेंडर के शरीर के अंग कट जाने के बाद नए बॉडी पार्ट्स को ग्रो करने और घाव भरने की शक्तियाँ होती है। नए अंग फिर से बनने के बाद उनमें किसी भी तरह का निशान नहीं रहता। इसके शरीर के सभी हिस्सों में लगी चोटें बड़ी ही आसानी से ठीक हो जाती है। इस जीव की इसी खासियत के पीछे का कारण जानने के लिए रिसर्चर्स सैलामेंडर के जीन और डीएनए के स्ट्रक्चर को समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। दरअसल इस जीव में एम्ब्लॉक्स नाम का एक एंजाइम मौजूद है जो इसके घाव को भरने और नए बॉडी पार्ट्स को ग्रो करने की गति को काफी बढ़ा देता है और उम्मीद की जा रही है कि एक दिन इसी एंजाइम का उपयोग करके इंसानों के कटे हुए अंगों को फिर से वापस लाया जा सकेगा। अब सैलामेंडर जैसे जीव
However, among all of the various zombie animals, I found one real long lifer. This one goes by the name of Mike the Headless Chicken, who carried on
के कई महत्वपूर्ण हिस्सों के बिना जिंदा रह सकता है, लेकिन उससे पहले हमारा
without a head for 18 months. In September 1945, an American farmer, one Mr. Lloyd Olson, decided to slaughter one of these feathery delicacies and cook it for dinner. To the farmer's surprise, after he cut off the chicken's head, Mike, the now headless chicken, shook himself off, stood up, and then continued to run around the yard. This supernatural marathon lasted for several hours. Finally, the owner couldn't take it anymore and gave up. He decided not to eat the animal for dinner.
पानी की बूंदें देते थे ताकि वो खाना खा के जिंदा रह सके।
with milk and water through his esophagus. The rooster could walk and also make gurgling sounds. The second time fate came calling, Mike died by accident. For example, cockroaches, famous for their vitality. Scientists claim that these creatures could withstand even a nuclear war or other global catastrophes. Recently, it was revealed that even a headless cockroach can live for several weeks. This conclusion was arrived at by an entomologist named Christopher Tipping from Pennsylvania. The scientist very carefully, under a microscope, removed the head of several representatives of the American cockroach. After that, he covered the wounds with dental wax and left the experimental insects in a jar. When, a few weeks later, Mr. Tipping checked on the state of the cockroaches, they were still alive. The researcher explains this phenomenon by the fact that as the insects do not have a terribly extensive network of blood vessels, the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to important organs in the absence of their head isn't a particularly difficult task. When the cockroach's head is cut off, the blood vessels clog in the vessels in the neck. As a result, no fatal bleeding occurs, or the normally associated catastrophic decrease in blood pressure. It's also important that cockroaches breathe not through their mouth or nose like humans, but through special spiracles. Such holes are located in the lateral parts of the abdomen of these insects, and they are also not controlled by the bug's brains. A cockroach's diet also plays a role in their incredible vitality. One meal for an individual can be enough to last them for several weeks. Of course, the decapitation of cockroaches is not the most pleasant of diversions. However, according to scientists, such cruel experiments will help us shed light on the work of neurons in the bodies of these insects, assisting us in coming closer to unraveling the mysteries of their extraordinary vitality.